Hello everyone and welcome back to Bond Armory Builds. I'm Ray Crumpold. In this episode I'm going to teach you how to customize a lower receiver. So No Time to Die is right around the corner, and I thought it'd be fun to celebrate by doing an AR-15 build. Now you may ask, why an AR-15? Well, in all the trailers that we see, the commando sequences, Bond is armed with an M4, which is the military version of the AR-15, AR-15 being the civilian version. So first thing you have to do is get a lower receiver. I picked this one up at Free State Gun Range, of course. This is an Aero Precision lower. I tend to choose them over most other brands just because the build quality is a little bit better, but any lower receiver will do. If you know anything about AR-15s, or at least gun people, you know that we love to customize our guns, and the AR-15 is the perfect gun platform to do that to. With just so many different aftermarket accessories and parts, you can truly make it your own, but the lower receivers are for the most part all the same. You have your serial number and information on the magwell, different things around the selector switch, and generally on the other side of the magwell you have the company's logo. I thought it'd be fun to change the company's logo to something more personal, something that I would enjoy. And this also transitions over to different things too. You don't have to do this little hack with a lower receiver. You can do it on, say, stainless steel tumblers. This is one of my favorite things to do and give out as gifts. You take a stainless steel tumbler and you can etch anything you want on it. That's what we're going to do with this lower receiver. Minimal equipment, super easy and fun to do. Let's get into it. The first thing you need is the item to etch. Next, you'll need metal files, sandpaper, 9-volt batteries, a pair of alligator clips, Q-tips, and salt water. Now the fun begins. Starting with your most coarse file or grinding wheel, if you're using a Dremel, apply even flat pressure and start removing the old logo. This is the most tedious part of the project, but the most important. You want a nice flat bare metal work surface to apply and etch your design. Once you've ground down to a flat surface, it's time to clean up any gouges or scrapes caused by the files and any leftover finish. Remember, the key is bare metal. Start with your most coarse sandpaper and work your way to a very fine grit for an almost polished look. Don't worry about any tiny imperfections as they'll disappear once you apply paint or another finish. Next, you'll need a stencil of your design to etch. I'm lucky enough to own a Cricut machine and cut a few different ideas. If you don't have access to a vinyl cutter, you can either use painter's tape and trace your design onto it, using an X-Acto blade to cut out your stencil, or if you have a local automotive decal shop near you, you can have them cut the stencil on vinyl for you. Once you have your design, you want to remove the positive, the part that you want to appear on your project, and leave the negative, your stencil. This is called weeding. I prefer using vinyl for these because it sticks to your work material much better than painter's tape. Either way, ensure that your stencil is firmly placed on the project without any gaps or air bubbles. To get your makeshift etcher ready to go, your first step is to take the two 9-volt batteries and connect one positive to one negative. Then connect your positive alligator clip to the positive post on the 9-volt battery. Connect the negative alligator to the negative post on the 9-volt battery. The positive is going to ground to the item you want to etch. The other side of the negative clip goes to your salt water soaked Q-tip. And now you're ready to go. While you're setting up your etcher, drop a dozen or so Q-tips into the salt water mixture. Attach the batteries and alligator clips as previously shown, and remember to ground the positive clip to an area of bare metal close to your design. Grab a wet Q-tip with the negative alligator clip right where the cotton meets the stick and begin making several passes over your stencil. You'll know it's working as the cotton of the Q-tip will start to turn black and you'll see a little bit of smoke that may appear and a little bit of a sizzle sound. When the cotton on one end of the Q-tip turns black, I swap it out for a fresh one from the salt water. If you notice water starting to pool up on your design, use a paper towel and dab the water to dry the work area. Continue making even passes over your entire design until you've reached your desired depth. For me, I etched until my thumbnail would catch on my design, and then etched for another 15 minutes just to be sure. When you're confident you have a nice deep etching, remove the stencil and clean it with the scrubbing side of a sponge or a wire brush. The last step, which I actually forgot to film, was painting. There are two great options for painting a firearm, Cerakote and Durakote. Both leave a very durable finish and have a huge catalog of colors to choose from, or you can simply use a can of spray paint. I prefer Durakote because you don't have to bake the parts for proper adhesion. And here's the final result. The first and only Bond Armory lower receiver with 007 serial number. So there you have it, your very own custom AR-15 lower receiver, or stainless steel tumbler. Really, it's only limited to your imagination. As long as it's metal, and you've stripped it, and you take the time and sit there and etch, the possibilities are endless. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm Ray Crumpled, and I will see you next time on Bond Armory Builds.